Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a crash on an eastern Kentucky highway leaves one person dead and leads to an investigation. And a man is charged with murder after 3 people are found dead in a city here in our region.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Chas Gayhart. It is 6:32 on Tuesday, September 13th. Let's go back over and check in with Brandon. People are going to be pretty happy with you today.
I hope so. We've been working toward that.
Yeah.
And thankfully it's getting a little cooler outside. Now, I'm sure some people will be like, it's too cold for me. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, we've had 3 months of heat.
Yes.
So
my favorite part, and you said it earlier, is the muggy meter.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best part.
And here's the thing. I don't care if it's 80 or 85 or even a little bit warmer than that, as long as it's not muggy. I don't want to swim through the air.
I agree.
So I don't want to feel like I'm swimming in my clothes. So there you go. All right, let's get into the forecast this morning. Touch of fog out there, so there is some moisture in the air, but again, not really causing any problems except if you're driving. Of course, be careful if you're doing that this morning. 0 visibility, Logan and Jonesville, 1 mile down at Middlesboro, 5 miles in Harlan. But again, I can tell you some of the sensors just not picking up on it. We're seeing it on some of the cameras too. But temperatures, 40s and 50s, 47 Clintwood to 57 in Moorhead. Most spots in the low to mid 50s out there this morning. Dew points are low, so anything less than 60 and basically less than 55, which is everybody this morning, comfortable, very comfortable, even pleasant out there. Your breakfast forecast, we are going to see again some chilly temperatures out there for a little bit, but they'll start to rebound as we head deeper into the day. It's a slow but sure process, but I do believe we'll get into the mid 70s this afternoon. Chas?
Thanks, Brandon. One person is dead following a crash involving 2 cars in Floyd County Monday morning. It happened after 6 o'clock at the entryway of Henry's Branch in the Langley community. The coroner's office identified the victim as 74-year-old Sock Sue Snyder of Langley. Kentucky State Police say she was trying to turn onto Kentucky Route 80 when her car was hit by another driver, 23-year-old Kyla Cox of Martin. Although the exact cause of the crash hasn't been determined, officials are asking everyone to be cautious when driving in busy areas.
Very few probably maintain the speed limit in this area, and it is getting to be a more congested area because of the 2 churches. You got Grace Way Church right up, and then you got the First Baptist Church here, and it's a very congested area.
The county coroner says Snyder was a well-liked and well-respected member of the community. Several Wayne County, West Virginia students are recovering after their school bus crashed into a power pole Monday morning. Some of them had to be taken to the hospital. It happened along Mill Creek Road in Fort Gay. The crash left part of the area without power, which forced school officials to close Fort Gay pre-K through 8th grade schools. Lisa Feinstein reports.
A ride to school took a scary turn when a Wayne County school bus carrying 40 students crashed into a power pole. Superintendent Todd Alexander says 6 students were taken to the hospital but are expected to be okay.
Well, the first thing is the safety of the students and the safety of the driver. And unfortunately, in this situation, we do believe that there's been some injuries. We don't think that there's been any serious injuries, but we do have some kids that are being checked out medically.
The crash didn't just impact the children on the bus. It knocked out power to 2 schools.
And of course, with the power being out in the schools, we had Fort Gay pre-K through 8. We had to shut it down at 8:30 this morning.
Other school buses had to come in to pick the students up while law enforcement worked to call families. Now they're working to figure out what caused the crash.
I think that there were some reports that there might have been a deer scene, but again, all that's preliminary. We don't know exactly what happened. We'll wait for the investigation results.
Alexander says the district will follow an investigation process outlined by the state to determine any next steps.
Officials do not believe any of the injuries from the crash are life-threatening. A body in Lee County has now been identified. We first told you about this last week. Officials with Kentucky State Police say the body of 52-year-old Tamika L. McDaniel from Beattyville was found inside a burned building on Kentucky 52 West. Her body was found back on September 7th. Right now, her cause of death has not been released, and KSP is investigating. Anyone with information is asked to call Kentucky State Police Post 7 using the number on your screen. The names of 3 people killed in Paintsville on Friday have been released. 56-year-old Paula Wells, 56-year-old Richard Mormon, and 36-year-old Myrtle Pack were killed during the shooting on Depot Road. 21-year-old Ronnie Pack was arrested and taken to the Pike County Detention Center. He is facing several charges, including 3 counts of murder. Police have arrested the man they believe may be responsible for a shooting in Breathitt County. The shooting happened last month. Officers say an early morning fire alarm turned into a crime scene after firefighters found a man had been shot. On August 25th, Jackson police got an arrest warrant on Roy Fugit, and he was arrested on Saturday. Fugit was taken to the Kentucky River Regional Detention Center in Hazard. Jail staff told us Fugit is facing numerous charges, including burglary, wanton endangerment, and assault. A Williamsburg business is growing. Governor Andy Beshear announced the expansion of Renfro Supply Company, one of the region's largest wholesalers. The expansion is expected to bring 25 new jobs to the area. The company will be building a 51,000 square foot facility on 6 acres of land. The investment is nearly $8.5 million. Business leaders from across the region and state officials gathered at Southeast Kentucky Chamber of Commerce meeting yesterday. Kentucky Commissioner of Agriculture Ryan Quarles was a guest speaker at the Chamber of Commerce meeting, sharing the importance of supporting local farmers and the products they sell.
So our #1 message is that if possible, support local. Our Kentucky Proud program and Appalachia Proud program do just that. And so we want to remind folks, whether they grew up on a farm or not, that agriculture matters, and it's also an area where we need more Kentuckians to choose agriculture as a career.
During the meeting, he said many eastern Kentucky farmers have been impacted by flooding we saw in July, which has affected Kentucky agriculture as a whole. If your farm was impacted by flooding, you can contact Commissioner Quarles' office. West Virginia lawmakers were back in session on Monday, and they made quick work on 2 items that will impact families across the state. In less than half hour, the West Virginia Senate approved a roads package and created a program that could bring numerous jobs to Jackson County, West Virginia. Both items passed with overwhelming support. Curtis Johnson has more on the special session.
First, the Senate estimates the roads package will allow the state to pave more than 2,000 miles of secondary roads. The projects will be spread across West Virginia. Lawmakers will pay for that with $150 million from last year's surplus. The second item is all about jobs, specifically jobs in Jackson County. The legislation will allow a yet-to-be-named company to generate its own power and resell that electricity to other companies on site. Supporters say it tees up a major economic announcement set for tomorrow, but not everyone sees it that way. Logan County Senator Ruby Phillips voted no, the only senator to do so. His reason? Its focus on renewable energy.
I'm just not willing to budge. I'm tired of the green energy sector ruling everything, and across the country it's been, they'll sit and tell you if it's not for fossil fuel, they can't make it. Coal has been the savior, but yet we get beat up.
It means more jobs. It means more jobs, and it means job security. It means more people moving into the area. It means a lot of economic development coming to Jackson County, Curtis.
And lawmakers may not be finished. House and Senate members believe a compromise on the state's abortion package could pass today. This week's special session coincides with regular meetings that were already scheduled. That means as long as any special session ends today, it will not come to an additional cost to taxpayers.
All right, coming up on 6:40, almost 6:41 here, UVA-Y, staying on for just a minute. Blue skies starting to lighten up over there. Temperatures in the 40s on campus there at Wise and over at the Lonesome Pine Airport. Visibility 10 miles, but it feels like 43. Dew points are in the 40s as well. Temperatures, it's in the 40s in Clintwood. It's in the 50s everywhere else this morning with the hot spot. 57 up at Moorhead to start your day off, 56 in Jackson. Those higher elevations there, a little bit warmer than some of these sheltered valleys. Your out-the-door forecast, though, starting off in the low 50s in many locations, heading into the upper, or let's say mid-70s this afternoon. So, again, I mentioned it in my forecast discussion online, but it's almost like one of my favorite country songs today, Sunny and 75. So hopefully that'll be pretty close to that as we get deeper into the forecast. Chaz?
Thank you, Brandon. And thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:41. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The fight against monkeypox here in the U.S. takes a dark turn as health officials confirm the first death caused by the virus in the nation.